Hello. I don't really know how to start this video just because I have filmed this video 3 times now. Ridiculous numbers. So the first couple of times I filmed it, the first 2 times, I just hated it and I thought I was talking in circles and I could have done a lot better of a job talking. And then the third time I was like, yes, this is the video. It's great. I like touched on everything that I wanted to. And then I edited the whole entire thing on CapCut and I accidentally deleted it. I think I have a lot more to say now. So it benefits. So I haven't posted just on YouTube as a platform in a while. A lot of shit has happened and I had a concussion. We can talk about it all at the end of the video, but I'm here and I'm back and I'm excited to be talking and yapping per usual. These past couple of months have been interesting to say the least, and I think that have been healing a lot of aspects about myself. So I wanted to talk about the things that I've learned through my healing journey and what I've been working on. And some of these things might be like, what's the word? I don't know how to word it, but like some of these things you might be like, okay, like duh. But I think that everybody works through everything differently and everybody has their own issues and their own things that they need to heal. So these are the things that I want to talk about and I'm going to talk about them. These are the things that I've been working on. And by the way, it's dark out, so I have this light on me and I feel like I look crazy. I feel like I look crazy. And my forehead is really, really bothering me. No, it's not. My forehead's beautiful. Did you know that in the olden times, I heard this from Brittany Broski. In the olden times, large foreheads were like a thing that people like sought after. Like you know how people like sought after girls with like big butts. That's how it was back in the day with big foreheads. So get you a girl. So get you a girl with a big forehead. Forget about asses. We're talking about big foreheads. Okay. So if you see me looking off, I wrote down my points on my computer and my computer's in front of me. Or you see me like fidget around in front of me, my computer's there. My computer's right in front of me. So the first topic is healing isn't linear. Phrase that I feel like I've heard a million times. I feel like is an obvious thing, but it's more easily said than done, especially in my case, and maybe for you. But I think that a thing I like always struggled with throughout my healing journey was like once I started to like get out of the pattern of being comfortable in my sadness and like learning to feel different emotions and like be okay with feeling different emotions. I think for a long time, like sadness was like very comfortable to me. I feel like a lot of people relate to that because sadness is just a very comfortable feeling for a lot of people. As I got into feeling just like really good about myself and feeling good about like the way things are going, whenever something bad would happen or I would feel like a negative emotion or I would get anxious or I would get depressed, I'd be like, okay, well, like I must not be like as healed as I thought I was because I'm feeling these negative emotions. And like I would like beat myself up because I would feel, you know, normal human feelings. But in reality, the best thing that you can do for yourself is allow yourself to feel those emotions. Even when those emotions are like heavy, and just like break every single aspect of yourself down. It's like you have to feel those emotions to be able to feel the good emotions. And I think that with like being comfortable in like sadness, I think that I allowed myself to feel numb for a really long time and just like pushed all my feelings down and suppressed all of them, which is easy, right? Suppressing your emotions is like the easiest way out. But what I've learned is like everybody has different emotions and everybody deals with everything differently. And a way that you deal with something is something that like your friend, for example, might deal with differently, right? And I'd be like, okay, well, they don't feel the same way that I feel, so I shouldn't feel this feeling. But what I've learned is because everybody has different emotions, I have to learn how to like process my emotions like by myself, even though people might not understand. Allowing yourself to like feel all those feelings is really hard. It's like easy to just go back into the old patterns of like what you used to do because it's comfortable. Because it's comfortable. I would do that and then I would beat myself up after. Instead of being like, okay, well, that's okay that I did that. Why did I do that? What feeling did I feel that made me feel like I want to go back to something I know is not good for me? Addressing that and sitting with that, and then learning how I can overcome that feeling and not go back to the same patterns that, you know, don't benefit me. And I think that it's okay, you know, to go back into old patterns, and but it's how you come out of them and like grow from them, rather than like beating myself up and being like, oh my god, I'm a horrible person, like when is this like cycle ever going to end? But it's like a me thing. It's a me thing, and I have to learn how I can change my perception on things so I don't have to fall back onto those, and changing my perception like about myself and like my worth to like know that I don't need the things that don't benefit me, even though they're comfortable. It's so comfortable to just go back to it, right? And go back to the things that you know aren't good for you. But it's because they're familiar that they're comfortable. With that being said, I think that healing is like a very lonely thing. It doesn't have to be, but most of the time it is a really lonely thing. And the things that were once comfortable and that you keep going back to are eventually going to become more and more and more uncomfortable. Everybody has their own beliefs on God or the universe. Universe or God pushes things out of your life when they just aren't aligned anymore. And you're progressing in your healing journey and your life, and there are just things that don't benefit you anymore. People that don't benefit you anymore, or your healing journey, or your life, or your career, just in general. And it gets pushed out, and it's uncomfortable, and it's scary, and it's really lonely. And throughout my healing journey, I definitely have people in my life that are very, very supportive of me. But there's just things that you need to work on, like totally by yourself. And I think some people, you know, are better at that than others are. And when, you know, the universe or God pushes things out of your life, including people, then it can be very lonely. And almost like you're mourning somebody who like is still alive. And that kind of sucks. Weird feeling to mourn somebody that, you know, still exists. And you could go back to them, but you know, it's not good for you. So healing is lonely, and we'll get more into like the lonely part of it in the next part that I wrote down. So the next topic I want to speak upon is every single thing in your life happens for a reason. Again, just like the healing isn't linear, everything happens for a reason is a phrase that everybody uses, right? But I'm going to talk about my experiences with it and my opinion on it. My beliefs might be different than your beliefs, and take what resonates and what doesn't. But I truly believe that everybody comes here with a mission. And that mission might be like a mission from God, or a mission that you wrote yourself before you came here, like a soul contract, or a mission that was brought upon you by different gods. Everybody has, their religious opinions, and I'm not here to tell you my religious opinions or tell you what's right or what's wrong. So like I said, take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't. I think for a really long time, I struggled with going through what I went through in my adolescent years, and almost feeling like angry about it, and being like, well, the other people in my life and the people that are around me, and I just want to say that I didn't know. You never know what other people are going through around you. But I was like, I just don't really understand why, if there was a higher power or a God or whatever, that they would put me through the things that I've been through, and other people don't have to go through those things. When in reality, first of all, like I said, I don't know what everybody's going through. It was just an assumption and a way to me to feed into my anger of why I was going through, what I was going through, and being upset and angry about it. When in reality, like I said, I believe that everybody comes here with a mission and a life purpose. And I truly believe that, everybody goes through what they've been through at different parts of their life because it benefits them in some sort of way. I think that this past year specifically, I've struggled and toggled with feeling behind. And maybe this is something, that everybody deals with, or a lot of people deal with. I feel like everybody feels behind all the time, always, especially for people my age who are in their 20s and you're still figuring out life and figuring out what the fuck you want to do with yourself. And I think struggling with feeling behind and looking at people I went to high school with and some of my peers who got married, who are having kids, and looking at myself and being and thinking, well, I'm single, my career isn't what I want to do for the rest of my life, and I don't have kids, what am I doing with myself? But I had to reflect that mirror back onto myself and being like, okay, well, I went through the things that I went through in my adolescent years, and now I am healing from them. And a lot of people, I truly believe that everybody will have struggles in their life, and some will be bigger than others, but some people will have to deal with those struggles when they have a family and they have kids and they have a career that they have to work on. When in reality, I truly believe that the worst of what I went through was, is behind me now. And, you know, obviously I don't know the future, but I truly believe that now I have the skills to be able to deal with pretty much anything that comes my way. Yes, you know, some things might set me back a little bit more than other things, but I like truly do believe that with all the skills that I've learned, you know, I'm much more of a resilient person now. And with all of those like experiences that I had in my adolescent and teenage years, is adolescence teenage years? No, right? No, right? Anyways, I wouldn't be connected with the people that I am connected with now if I hadn't have gone through the things and the relationships that I did in my teen years. And, you know, through all of those, I don't want to say they were horrible experiences, you know what I mean? Because I learned from them. But through those experiences, I now have my best friends and my chosen family, which, you know, I wouldn't have if I hadn't have gone through those things. And the people that were in my life at the time weren't, you know, we never crossed paths. I wouldn't be with the people who I am with today. And I am so, so, so forever grateful to have, you know, the support system that I do have now. I think that for a while I felt like angry and resentful for a lot of the things that I went through, and those emotions are okay. And it's okay once you process them. Other people have it better than me, and the things that I've been through are, you know, horrible, and that's the way that and that's why I'm the way that I am, instead of like reversing the mirror like back into myself and being like, okay, how can I learn from these experiences that I've had, these horrible relationships or these, you know, heartbreaking relationships that I've been through, and um still coming back to yourself every single time. You know, learning from these people and taking every single person that you've had in your life, whether it was a good relationship or a bad relationship, and learning each, you know, reason why they were placed into your life. Everybody is placed into your life for a reason. So why do you think they were placed into your life? Was it because you needed somebody who would show you, you know, love at the time? Or was it because, you know, you needed to learn a lesson from that person? But not everybody in your life has to be placed there for like a negative reason. You know what I mean? Like I truly believe that like some people were placed in my life because I truly needed somebody who would show me like true unconditional love that, you know, I didn't have in other relationships. I think that, you know, there are different categories of people who come into your life. And I think this might be a topic for a different video, but, you know, there's karmic partners and there's soulmates and there's counterparts, and, you know, all of these different people are here to teach you all different things. And, you know, whether it's a good experience or a bad experience, but what a blessing. What a blessing to be able to encounter all of these people in your life. So you learn different things from everybody and you can put it on your resume of, you know, things that you've learned and experiences that you've had, so you can benefit from them in the future and in your future relationships. I don't know. What a beautiful thing. You know, I truly believe that, you know, once you process the feelings and the lessons of everything, it's really nice to look back on and just appreciate everything that, you know, every single person has put you through, or, you know, you've experienced from them. And that is on being angry for so many years. I was angry for so long, like just at life and from people. But now that I'm healed from it, I am just grateful. I don't know. I'm grateful for the experiences and the people who have entered in my life, even though some of them fucking suck. But now I get to put on my resume that I've experienced certain people like that. Moving on. Okay. Vulnerability is okay. Hard thing that I have with for a really long time. And again, my past topic that we just talked about. Hello? I think that I don't think. Okay. I don't think that. I know that I was judged a lot growing up, and I was judged a lot for being loud and talking too much and being annoying and weird, and some people just didn't understand who I was. And I think I was more tolerable of it up until like sophomore year. I was always called annoying and weird and, you know, too much, too loud. And I believe, okay, there are times, you know, that you are allowed and the space is safe to be able to do those things. And maybe sometimes I was just, you know, I was annoying. Because there is a time and place to be, you know, a lot. After being told that so much and being picked on for it and bullied for it, it broke me down and turned me into, it made me afraid to be my true authentic self in front of anybody, because I was scared of being perceived and just being perceived. I think it took me a long time to like realize that vulnerability is, first of all, a sign of confidence. But second of all, the people that, you know, are the people that judge you are just insecure within themselves, period. Healing myself and learning how to be like true within myself and my true authentic self, I've learned that, like I said, vulnerability is confidence. And being able to like bear my whole entire self to like, I am truly very blessed to have the people that are in my life now that I know will not judge me for being myself. And I think it took me a while, you know, definitely to like open up to the people that I surround myself with now. And being around those people has like really healed my wound with vulnerability. And like I said, again, I think vulnerability is a sign of confidence, and the more I've like come into myself is the more that I'm able to be vulnerable with other people. And you know, other people view vulnerability as like different things, but I view vulnerability, I'm sorry, I can't stop looking at myself and I feel like I look like the Miley Cyrus meme. That was not the time for that. And I don't remember what I was saying. And now I am able to see vulnerability not just in myself, but in other people as like a very good thing. Can appreciate people being more vulnerable now that I am more confident within myself and not insecure, if that makes sense. And now I have learned from being in safe spaces to be vulnerable and find myself that I would much rather have relationships that are like completely and utterly raw and vulnerable than be in like relationships that are just simple minded. I appreciate the people who are able to like totally bare their souls to me. I love it. I think it's sexy. I think it's passionate. I'd much rather have somebody trauma dump on me than have somebody who just like talks, you know, about stupid shit that just doesn't benefit either of us and is just simple minded and like boring. I don't want to talk about the weather. I want to know like the folds of your brain and why they work the way that they do. I think that, you know, being in like those types of relationships are like the worst types of relationships, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, I think that learning the folds of somebody's brain is like the most important part about a relationship, because then from that you can learn, you know, okay, well, I think everybody in your life, I don't think everybody in your life is different. My best friend will react to something differently than my mom reacts to something. And learning how to go about things in your different relationships in different ways through learning the different parts of their brain and how they operate. And I am a firm believer. And my old manager actually taught me this. And while I fucking hated that job, and I didn't particularly think that she benefited me much because she didn't particularly like me, she did teach me that learning people's love languages is very important. And I truly do believe this. And learning, you know, how they respond to different things. I love it. Learning your peers' love languages, your friends, your family's love languages, I think is very important. There's people down there. I wonder what they're doing. I think that, you know, healing the way that I have has benefited me for my current relationships and, you know, my future ones. And now I think I can just appreciate, you know, people in a different light now that I've like healed my vulnerability wound. I think that, you know, it's okay to be your true authentic self, and everybody is going to judge you for literally every single thing that you do. No matter what you do, someone is always going to judge you. So what is the point of dimming your light and fit trying to fit into this box that you do not fit into, just to make it seem like you are normal? What is normal? What's the definition of normal? Nobody's normal. And make it seem like make yourself to be like quote unquote more likable, or, you know, more digestible for other people. Who the fuck cares? The people who are like true and authentic to you and your journey will stay with you no matter what, and will love you for every fold of your brain. So what's the point of like, and you know, those people are just insecure anyways. Think that being in the past relationships that I was in. I just realized my mic wasn't plugged in for the last 4 minutes. I'm sorry if the audio sounds weird. Anyways, being in the past relationships that I was in truly made me realize that there are just some people who don't want to fix themselves. And they will truly break you down to make themselves feel better about themselves. And how unfortunate is that? But live from those experiences and you learn. And now I know, and my standards are the way that they are because of what I've been put through in the past with not only my romantic relationships, but also my platonic relationships with my friends and people who are not my friends anymore. I've been told a lot by other people that my standards are really high and what are you waiting for? And like, there's so many people out there that you could just go and date, and, you know, why don't you go on Hinge and Tinder, or, you know, go out and find somebody. But like, I think that the way that I am now, and my belief within myself, and my belief in true divine timing, or everything happens for a reason, is my person will come to me truly and authentically, and I don't have to go on Tinder or Hinge to find this person. And while some people might find their partners on Tinder or Hinge, I truly believe that I will not. And every time I go on that app, it really ickies me out. It really ickies me out. And I can't do it anymore. I haven't been on Hinge or Tinder or any online dating sites for a while now. And I stand by this. I stand by this. And like I said, everybody is different, but it's not for me. It's not for me. It's scary on there. It's really scary on there. And while, okay, so I used to have this perception because of my past experiences that all men are pigs, and they're all gross and they're all icky, and that, you know, that's just how men are. But what I've realized is that your whole entire world is a mirror of you pushed out. So while having that perception, I then was crossed with plenty of men who were not beneficial to me. They were icky. And that is because I had that perception of men. And like I said, the whole entire world and the way that you perceive things is how they're going to come to you. So if you perceive men to be that way, that's the way they're going to be. But now that I've changed my perception on that, and truly believing that there are good men out there, and there are good men out there, and that my perfect person will come to me, and they will, after changing my perception. How did I get on this topic? My standards are the way that they are, and they are going to stay that way because of my past relationships and the things that I've experienced. I've learned that the way that my standards are is for a reason. And while some people may view that as your standards are too high, or what the fuck are you waiting for, my person will come. And I guarantee you that. Just you wait. I think that being the person that I am and being vulnerable, I've very much learned that I am a very passionate person, and I love love. And I used to be grossed out by love. I was like, ugh. I'd see couples and I'd be like, that shit's nasty. Why are you kissing in public? Why, you know? And just like being like, I don't know, angry at like love and being like, that shit's gross. Like, I would never do that with my partner. But like in reality, like how do you know that until you found the correct person? And I truly believe that, you know, everybody has soulmates in their life. There are different categories of soulmates. Why am I getting into this? This is a topic for a different video. Those people are creeping me out down there. What am I saying? Now I think I've matured a lot more, and I'm able to deal with a lot of things that I wasn't able to deal with in terms of romantic relationships now from healing. And, you know, although I applaud the people who go from relationship to relationship, that was me for a while. It gives you no room for growth. And now that I've grown, I think I'm able to actually find my person and be able to be raw and vulnerable and passionate with another person. And what a beautiful thing. Because I'm already raw and passionate and vulnerable with the people that I surround myself with now. So I don't why did I bring this up? I don't know. But my point is, I love love and I love being passionate, and I think love is beautiful. And what a beautiful thing to be intertwined with another person and another human. And my standards are the way that they are because I will find somebody that matches my freak. Duh. Hi. It is tomorrow. It is tomorrow. I was running out of everything yesterday. I was running out of battery. I was running out of space on my SD card. So here we are. That is the end of this video. If you're going to ask when I'm going to post again, I don't know. I don't do well under pressure, so doing like a posting schedule just doesn't align with me, because as soon as I say I'm going to post every week, there's a chance I might not. So I'm going to post as much as I please and with my own free will. And but I love you all. I hope you have a fabulous day, and I will see you next time. Bye.